Hello everyone. I hope that you are doing well and good. In this video, I'm going to explain MySQL concepts, and this video is not going to be as long as the previous video. I'm going to keep it extremely concise, and all the SQL topics I will try to cover. So let's just begin. Initially, okay, as you can see that I have done the multi-line comment, and it starts with the forward slash and then asterisk star, and then wherever you want to end it you just end it with asterisk and the forward slash again. So it is opposite. You start with the forward slash and asterisk and it ends with the asterisk and forward slash. Now with CTE is comes at the first, then select, then from table where window group by having order by and limit. So this is the order of our execution in the SQL. Now in the select, let's start with the select first. We can do the aggregation and the arithmetic operations. And from table, in table we can either use the subqueries or we can simply use the joins. And in where conditions we can we basically do the condition comparisons. And in the window we when we use window function, if we want to, we can also use a window w as, then we can state whatever that overstatement is, and that will be uh, some, in some cases when we don't want to repeat ourselves, then we use the window function. Then the group by, and let's say that whatever, if we are using an aggregation, then we use the group by, and everything that is with that aggregation come in the group by statement. And having we use only when there is a comparison between the aggregation. Let's say for example, if a salary is greater than average salary, because average is here, that means an aggregation is here. If it was normal comparison, let's say for example salary greater than some value 100,000, then it would come in the where statement. Else in this, just because we are having an aggregation in here, we have to use it in the having. Then there is order by. We used to sort it by ascending or descending order, whatever we want. Then there is limit, whatever limit that we want to provide to our query, the number of rows that we want to provide. And okay, now let me just use the sample superstore. And there is initially I would like to explain to you that let's say for example I select star comma string as string from the sample superstore. So what it will do is that if I just simply input a string as an alias as str, then it will create a column str and it will input all the values uh, of those, all the values in that column as string. Now let me execute this one, and you can observe that the last column is str and all the values that it is having is that of a string. In the select statement we also do all the arithmetic operation, that is multiply, divide, add, subtract. So what I have done is I have taken sales plus profit multiplied by quantity and rounded off to two decimal places as revenue. So if I execute the statement, you can observe that a revenue column is generated and it is rounded off to two decimal places. Now moving on to the group by. I have already told you that whenever there is an aggregation, whenever there is an aggregation, then you use group by of the columns that are with the aggregation. So category and subcategory are the columns that is with the aggregation of the sum. So I would put category and subcategory in the group by, and I can also order it by the same. Now if I execute the statement, it is the grouped by the category first, then subcategory, and the sum of sales of each and every. Uh, mm, it is grouped by the furniture and bookcases, and whatever the sum of sales of bookcases is showing here, then similarly for chairs, furnishing, tables, and so on for each and every one. Now, moving on to the case when then statement. Now, let's say, for example, if we want to give a logical statement of if this, then this. Let's say, for example, we have a column profit. If it is greater than zero, then I want to make it as profit. Else, I want to make it as loss. Then I can just simply run this statement as profit loss is the aliases that I provided. So profit underscore losses, it will give the value wherever it is in loss, and it will show loss. Wherever it is in profit, it will show as profit. Now I can also, in case when then, I can also provide a multiple case when then this. Let's say for example, case when profit is greater than zero, then profit. Then when profit is equal to zero, then zero. Else, if it is not greater than zero or equal to zero, then it would be less than zero, then it would be loss. So if I execute this statement, same, if there is any zero value present, then it will show me as 0. Okay. Similarly, we can also write an if else like this as well. If profit is greater than 0, equal to 0, then profit, else loss. Or let's say, for example, we want to write it as this way, in the same way that we write in our Excel. Then we write it in this format. If profit is greater than 0, then profit. Now, whatever then comes after the second comma is our else statement. So in else I have provided another if. So another condition, it is checking if it is 0, then it is give me 0, otherwise give me loss. So it is the same as this statement. Now if I execute this statement, it will run and it will show us all the values. Now moving on to the joins, inner join, left join, cross join, all the joins. Now to explain that, let's move on to here. I have created, first of all, let me use this database SYS. In this, I have created some numbers from 1 to some tables, num1, num2, num3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I have inputted some values in there. So let's just execute all the statements and let me show you multiple line execution such that I would be able to execute each and every one of this. So in N1 it is showing 1 1 2 2 3 3 4 4. In N2 num2 it is showing 1 3 times 1, then 2 times 2, then 3 times 3. Similarly in N3 it is from 1 to 8 without any gap or duplication. In N4 it is 1 to 6 without any gap or duplication. In N5 it is 1 1 2 2 3. In N6 it is 1 2 4 5 1. So it is even haphazardly. And similarly N7 is 1 2 3 4 5 and N8 is 7 8 9. So N7 and N8 are completely off. They are not containing the values that are similar in each and every one of those. So I will explain it with examples. So, okay, I have performed the simple left join, inner join, right join, or cross join. Another thing I want to tell you that if you simply do the join and don't write anything, then it is considered to be as inner join. So I don't, it is not necessary for me to write inner join. I can simply write it as join as well. Okay, now if let's say if I do the inner join between the N1 and N2. Let me execute the statement. Okay. Sometimes it confuses people, but I will explain this, whatever is happening in here. So let's just take N1 and N2 first and execute both these. simultaneously. So this is 1, 3 times 1, 2 times 2, and 3 times 3 is in the N2. 2 times 1, 2 times 2, 2 times 3, and 2 times 4 is in the N1. Now, whenever we are performing a join, and after performing that join, we can observe that there is duplicacy of that join, and the duplicacy is also present in the second one as well. So what it will do, it will take this first and map it with all the ones that are present here, so the three of ones, and it will take this second and map it with all these three. So in my output it would show 6 times 1, because 2 into 3 is 6. Now similarly, let's go to 2. In both the cases, the 2 are 2 times. So 2 to the 4. So 2 should be represented 4 times, and similarly 3 is 3 times. So 6 times 3, 2 into 3 is 6, and 4 is not even mapped with the 2. So let's just try to execute the inner join or simple join. You can see in inner join, whatever the common tables are there will be represented. If the common tables are in duplicacy, then it will simply multiply. Let's say, for example, in the first table, the n1 were repeating itself 2 times, and n2 was repeating itself 3 times. So what happens is this 2 into 3 is 6. So 6 times n it is repeating, and then the 2 was 2 times each in both, so it is repeating 4 times, and 3 was 3 and 2 times, so it is repeating 6 times. Now if I take the left join, let's say for example, if I take the left join, okay, so if I take the left join, then you can observe that the 4 is mapped with the null. So whatever, if we are taking the left join, then all the values will come from the left table, but only the matching will come from the right table. That is the concept of the left join. And if we take the right join, all the values will come from the right table, only the matching will comes from the left table, and whatever is not matching will be null on the left side. So in the left join, it would be null in the right side, and in the right join, it would be null in the left side. So I can, people get confused a little bit and with the left and the right join. I can also do one thing. I can take the table that I have taken in the right. I can also take that table in the my left side as well. So if I take that table in my left side, then and whatever I've taken in the left, I take it in the right, then it will be flipped. And uh, you so in the first scenario, the left join would be the same scenario in the right join in the second. So if you flip the tables and you flip the joins, it makes the same sense. Okay. Now let's say I did the inner join. Also did the left join. Now let me do the right join. Okay, this is not the table. Sorry. Wait a second. Execute right join. Yeah. So N1 and N2, whatever the matching are there, or came in the right join, because N2 was not having any values that are unique, and that does not contain in the N1. So that is the reason our right join is like our inner join. In this case, if I, let's say for example, if I just input 5 here, because it is not in the first, then it would show me that the 5 is, okay, let me just even do that. I make it 5 and drop something. Uh, Drop table if exist. Yeah, n, which one it was, 5 and 2. n2. I have dropped. Now it is dropped, so I have to execute n2 again, create again, created. Now the value should be zeros. Now I should input this into that value. Now n2 is there. Now if I perform the right join, then you can observe that 5 is there, but the 5 is having the null value, because in the right join all the values from the right table will also come, and whatever is not matching will be null. So that is the concept. And okay, now moving on, done we have learned that the simple join is the inner join. These both are the same thing. The left join will take all the values from the left table, and whatever is matching in the right table it will show, and whatever is not matching it will show null. As simple as that. Similarly with the right table, it whatever is in the right it will show all the values, and whatever is not matching it will show null. Okay, now cross join. Whenever we do the cross join, we do not take on, because we are not matching anything and we don't need to match anything. On is taken when we are choosing a key, we are choosing a common key. But in this statement, when we are doing the cross join, we don't need the matching key, because the cross join in itself means multiplication. Cross means multiplication. So let's say, for example, I have five rows in my first table in the left, and 3 rows in the right table. So 5 threes are 15. So what it will do, it will take it will take my first row, map it with all the three in the right, then second row, all three in the right. Similarly, up till 5 rows, it will map with the right. So what it will do is it will take all the combination of our tables. So it would simply cross join, and whatever is the output is the number of rows in the first table multiply by the number of rows in the right table. Then so in this case we have 5 in the first table and 3 in the second table, so it would be 5 3 is a 15. So total number of rows in this scenario would be 15. Now in this scenario, uh, we had 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 8 9 into 8, 9 8s are 72. There should be 72 values. There are 72 values. Okay, so that is how the concept of the cross join works. Now similarly we have the table in num3 and num4. It is extremely simple. Let me do the left join first. Left join, it is showing one, it is n5. No, I have to do this one first. Yes. Hmm. So the left join is showing that the first table is having 8 values and in order, and the second is having 6 values and also in order. But since I've taken the left join, in the left they were having more, so in whatever is null, whatever is not matched is null. Now moving on to the inner join. Inner join, it will just show the common one. Right join, it will just show the right one, but in this case there was nothing that was present in the right that is not present in the left. So in this case what happened is there is no null values here on the left side of our table, but I have already showed that case, like how that happens with this right join when I did it in with this table. So I need not to show you here as well. So if you take the cross join, what it will be, value will be 8 multiplied by 6. So 8 multiplied by 6 is 48, so it would show 48. Yes, 48. And similarly, let's move on to the next one, which is, let's see this. It is 1 1 2 2 3 and 1 2 4 5 1. Now if we take the left join, it will map whatever uh, is, and it will cross multiply the whatever. Let's say for example in this case we were having two ones here and two ones here, so 2 into 2 is 4 times 1 here. Then since it is a left join, it is taking the second, it will not take anything that is in the right. So 2 times is 2 here and 1 times here, so it would only map 2 times because 2 into 1 is 2. And similarly 3 is not mapping with anyone, so it would show null. And if we take the inner join, it will only show the matching one, and if we take the right join, it will only show whatever is matching in the right side. So whatever is not matching in the left side, it will show as null. Yes, but yeah, so that is the same that we have to do. Another thing is that how many values are present. 5 fives are 25. 25 should be the values in the cross join. 25 it is. So 25 combination in here. Similarly, let's move on to the final example where we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here, 7, 8, 9 here. So we none of the values are matching. So if we took the left join, then all the values in the right are null. If we took the inner join, it is blank because no value is matching. If we take the right join, all the values in the left is null. And if we take the cross join, what should be? It should be 5 threes are 15. Should be 15. So 15 is the value. And let's say, for example, you want to take, now I have to explain union and union all. Okay, so I took the example of our table 7, 8. What I did, I took the left join, I union it with the right join. If I execute it, then it is showing me union of all both the scenario. Now, similarly, this if I take the left join and if I union it with the right join, it is complete full outer join, if you make sense of it. So if you want to do full outer join, then you take the left join, union it with the right join, as simple as that. Now the second thing is that okay, I have taken the fifth table and the sixth table. So let's go back and look at the fifth and the sixth table. 1 1 2 2 3 1 2 4 5 1. Okay, now if I union it, what it will show, it is taking 1 2 3 1 2 and 4 5. So basically what it did, it union it, but it also removed the duplicate values as well. So that is why it is showing only the 5 rows, but it is only showing the union of all. So it is not showing any duplicate one. But if we do the union all, then it will show the duplicate one as well. And we will have the output, whatever the output that we are having is the perfect full outer when we are doing union all. It is the perfect full outer. Yes. And let's say, for example, if we have some values that were present besides this table that are different from the values in the right table. So distinct, if it would be distinct, then if we do the union, it will keep both the values because it is distinct. Now, okay. Now, there is a concept of except and intersection, but MySQL doesn't have that, because if you consider except or intersection, so this statement, the select n3 from number 3, where n3 not in this 4, num4. So this statement is basically first table n3 except the second table n4. So if we want to implement the except logic, then we write something like this here. And except will give us 7 and 8. So only the 7 and 8 is not in the num4 or num3. So this is the num3, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, and 1 2 3 4 5 6 is num4. So I was asking, give me, oh wait a second, where it is. Yeah, I was asking, give me all the values of num3 which is not in the num4. So 7 and of 8 of num3 is not in the num4. As simple as that. Now, if I show you MySQL, and if I select this test database which I have used, and I have run all the same commands in here, but I also ran intersect as well and except as well, because in SQL Server intersect and except works, but in MySQL it doesn't work. So if let me show you intersect of num1 with num2, execute. If I will execute it, obviously I have to select in this one. Okay, so if I execute it, it will show 1 2 3 4. It is the union. Okay, that is the union, and the union is, I think, wait a second, execute. Let me execute this one. Yeah, so intersection of n1 with n2, and the union of n1 and n2, if we do execute 1 2 3 4. So n1 is having 1 2 3 and 4, and n2 is also having 1 2 3. So if we take the union of it, it will take the distinct value of each and everything. So that is why it was showing like that. If we take the intersection, it will only show whatever is the common value. Intersection only show whatever is the common value, and except will show whatever is in the first table that is not in the second table. So it should not contain anything in the second table. If I execute this one, obviously multiple line select, execution, then only fourth value is present in the n1 that is not present in the n2, which is correct because 4 was not in the n2. So that is our logic of except and intersect. And where not in logic also works here as well. Now, moving back. Now I will explain the row number, rank, and dense rank, the window functions that are. So let me execute the select n4 row number. Let me just execute all these three queries at once. So in n4 we are having the value from 1 2 3 4 5 6. The row number will also be 1 2 3 4 5 6. Rank would be 1 2 3 4 5 6, and dense rank would also be 1 2 3 4 5 6. If we do the same thing with this one n1, then n1 is having 1 1 2 2 3 3 4 4, and the row number will be 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. As simple as that, because it will assign row number to each and every row. Rank will be 1 1, and it will skip 2 because it was having the position 2. Then it is 3 3, and since it was the third position, it was the fourth position, this is the fifth position. And fifth, then since it is also repeating 5 two times, so 5 again rank, and also 5, then this is the seventh position, so 7 7. So rank skips the value and dense rank does not skip the value. So 1 1 it will show one first rank dense rank, second dense rank, third dense rank, and fourth dense rank. But the rank was skipping the value. So the main difference between the row number rank and a dense rank is extremely clear. It is that row number will only go row wise. It will not look if it is the value is repeating or not repeating. The rank will look at it if it is repeating or not repeating, but it will freeze the value and it will also skip the value. Okay. So in the second one, you can observe that the rank 2 was skipped, and the rank 4 was skipped, and rank 6 was skipped. But in the dense rank, this thing doesn't happen. In the dense rank, if it doesn't skips the value, but it gives the rank in the rank order. It gives the rank in the rank order, but it doesn't skip the rank. So that is the main difference between the row number rank and dense rank. Now we have covered joins, inner join, left, right, cross join, and row number, rank, and dense rank. Now I will explain subquery with CT, window functions, and also window functions I've already explained. Now let's say, for example, we have the statement select sales comma row number over order by sales as row number from Superstore. So it will take sales, and it will take the sales in the descending order. So if I execute this statement, I have to go back to the sample Superstore. So if I execute the statement, you can observe that we are getting sales and it is ordering it by descending, and also we have taken the row number. We have ordered it by descending, so it will show me all the row number according to the sales in the descending order. Now let's say, for example, I want to calculate or know all the values that are greater than 5. So I don't want to see the top 5 values. I just want to see all the row number that are greater than 5, or all the sum of sales, all the max sales, all that is starting from the sixth. Okay. So these are the max sales that are starting from the sixth and so on. So we have taken a subquery. A subquery is basically a table which is a query that we have to provide an aliases. A subquery is a table which is a query that we have to provide an aliases. That is the concept of the subquery. Now let me use employees. Yep. So in employees, I have taken employee number, salary from salaries, ordered by employee number and salary. If I simply execute it, so it is taking employee number and it is taking salaries. Since I have ordered it by employee number ascending and the salary descending, it will show me the salary in order. Now, if I just simply want to assign the row number as well to it, so what I do is that I select employee number, salary, row number over partition by employee number and order by salary. So it would order it by salary, but it would partition it by employee number. The word partition means is that if I execute the statement, so for all the employee number, it will give me the rank of all the employee number. Then if the employee number changes, then our rank resets itself and start with the 1, and it is showing me descending order. So partition by basically segregates the rank or the row number that we are providing. Okay, I have taken the salary to be descending here itself. I'm not ordering it by in the above statement. I have to order it by, but in the partition, since I'm using the row number window function, partition by this, and order by this, I don't have to provide the order clause again, order by clause again. So it automatically does that for me. And from salaries, so whatever is the max salary is having the first row, and so on with the last salary. Now let's say, for example, I want to calculate the salary of the third largest salary of all the employees present in our database. So what I will do is simply take it into a subquery, and that subquery I give the aliases where row number is equal to 3. So for employee 1 it will take 3, for employee 2 it will take 3, and so on for all the employees it will take 3. If I execute this statement, then we can observe that we are having third max salary of each and every employees. So that is a very interesting query that we are having. Let's say somebody asked us, give me the third max salary of all the employees in our database. So that is how we do it. Anyhow, now the we have to know about the with CTE, the common table expressions. So with CTE is nothing but a subquery which we write on the top and give the aliases to. So with CTE as, so this is a subquery basically, and that subquery we have given the aliases as CTE. So select star from CTE. So CTE is basically this table which we have created from a query where row number is equal to 3. So if you look this statement and this statement, these both statements are the same statement, but in the below one I have used CTE, but in the above one I haven't used the CTE. In the above one I have used the subquery. Okay, so that is the difference. It is just the same, just the way just the way in which we write the query is different, but the output of the query is the same. Now let's move back to this. Now we have to cover running and rolling concept, which is extremely important. So for that we have to use the Superstore again. Now we are back on our Superstore. I have created a table that is a sum of sales, and what I have done is I have taken this statement, and let's execute the statement. What it says take the year of the order date as year, and date format I have to format it by month, the complete name, month name, because by default the month, if I just do the month thing, then it will give me the month number, which is by default, and round it off to two decimal places of sum of sales that I have taken from Superstore. I have grouped it by year first, then month number. So for every year, it is giving me all the months in ordered fashion, and I have provided it in the order of the month number. If I provide it in the order of the date month format, then it would start with April because April is having A. So it will sort itself in the alphabetical manner. We don't want that. We want that it is sorted in the normal fashion, which is the order fashion from the month in the by the month number. So that is why we use that. Now similarly, we can do is that okay. Now what we are doing, we are trying to calculate the running total. If we want to calculate the running total, what we do is that we select year, order date as year, date format as month, and round the sum of sales over order by year, month. We have ordered it by year and month, and then we have rounded it to two decimal places as running total. But the problem with this statement is that I haven't taken distinct, so it will cause some issue. The issue that it will cause is that I will show, but before that, I have to tell you what it basically does. So, it takes first value of sum of sales, then added with the second, added with the third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, till whatever the value till last. Basically, it is doing the running total. So the running total means that I have taken the first value as is. Second value is the sum of all the above and whatever I'm having at this position. Then similarly here as well, to all above, whatever I'm having at this position for each and every values. But if I execute it without distinct, it will replicate itself, which is something that I don't want. So I use select distinct in this scenario, and the output I got is the running. Oh, sorry. I have taken the partition by first, and then the second one I have taken the order by. So I have to execute both these statement, and I have to tell you the difference between the partition by and order by. So if we do simple partition by, it basically works as our group by, and it will give us the sum of sales itself. It will simply work as a group by. The output that we were getting here in the sum of sales, the same output in this one. Yeah, the sum of sale table, the same output we will get in this one. But the running total that we did is when we order it by. So when we do the partition by, it will simply give the same result as of group by. But when we do uh, order by, then it will do the running total for all the values. Now, let's say I want to do the running total, but I want to do it per year. So I just basically partition it by year, then order it by month. And if I execute this, you can observe that it is giving me running total, but it is resetting itself when the year changes. So after December, it reset itself and the value changes. So if I execute both these statements together, and if I tell you the difference, so okay, just check in 2014 December, it is 481763, and it is 481763. But in the January, it is 499848. But in the January here, it is 18085. So if we take the partition by as well and execute this statement, and if we check that of the January 18085, it is the same as that of here. So basically what is happening is that I have taken the partition by on the basis of year. So it restarts itself here, and it moves on and it aggregates this plus so on to December, then reset again, then again it will do running total and then again reset. So that is how I have done running total per year, partitioning it by year. Okay, now let's say I have taken sum of sales. This was the table. Now I have taken select distinct year, month, round over order by month number, rows between two preceding and the current row. Now the concept that I am about to tell you is that of rolling. Now let's say we don't want to do per year partition. I don't want to partition it by per year or per a specific time period. I just want to give me the sum of whatever consecutive three values or four values or five values that I want. What I mean to say is that let's say that I'm doing rolling from row order by year, month, rows between two preceding and current row. So what it will do is that it will take this value, then this value will be sum of the above and this one. Third value will be the sum of the two above and the current. But the fourth value, when we come to the fourth value, it is since we are doing the rolling of two preceding, we will get the sum of the two preceding plus the current. So these three values will be aggregated in the this one, this value. If we go down again this one, then the above two will add plus the current will add. So it will be the sum of these three. Similarly, if I go down again, then above two and this one, so it will be the sum of these three. These three being April, May, and June. So that will give us the output of the rolling. Now let's just run the rolling. Now just to confirm it, let's say that I was telling that up until to 73807.37 we will get the same value as that of running, but when we move to April it will change. It is 87785, it will change. Let's go back to the running again and execute this one. And if we go to April, it is since okay, so March is the same, but the April is different because the April is taking all four, but in our rolling we are taking only three values, the two preceding and the current. So that's the difference. Now if I execute here, yep, so that is the different. Now similarly I can do the five preceding value and the current. So it will take the group of six, 1 2 3 4 5 6. It will take the group of six and the seventh value will be different. Now if I execute this one, okay, 1 2 3 4 5 6 up till into 160090 it will be same, but 179430 will not be there in the running. Let's execute running again. And running we can observe June was the same, but July is different because in July we are taking the five preceding, that is up to February, and the current. So I hope that you understand the concept of the ruling now. Extremely, because I have taken quite some time to explain it, and this is the best way a person would be able to explain, I suppose. Now let's move on to the lead and lag. Okay, now let's just talk about lead and lag. So we create a table, select distinct customer ID, order date from Superstore, order by customer ID, and put that into lead lag table. So if I simply execute this one, I have my customer ID, distinct customer ID, and order date. Now, let's say for example, I want to take a lead and a lag of this order date. So a lag would be that this row is starting from this row, and a lead would be that this row is above. So what I mean to say is that if I do the lead over partition by the customer ID order date, whatever I do in order by, I just put it here. But I'm trying to put but I'm trying to partition it by the customer ID, so it will repeat itself for each and every customer ID. What I mean to say is that for this customer ID 10315, if this is the current date is our order date, and the next date would be the lead date. So this date is here, and the lag would be that this current date would shift it down. So basically whatever we are having here is null, and it is lagging by one behind. S- okay, similarly we can also take a lead by two places and a lag by two places. If I execute this query, then you can observe that I'm taking the next date as the lead and next to next date as lead 2, lead comma 2, which means that it is going to lead by two places. So whatever is in this position will be here. And similarly previous date, which is the lag, and the lag also I can do by two places. And I did this lag while doing the partition by the customer ID. If I don't want to take the customer ID as a partition by, I can simply just okay, let me just do here, uh, paste it here, and order by customer id, order by customer order date. I don't think I don't even have to partition by with customer id because it will take the customer id itself. So let's me just remove everything. So we are simply ordering it by order date. Now if I try to execute this query, yeah, so it is next date, next to next date, previous date, previous to previous date, but it is not partitioning it by the customer ID, so it is not even ordering it by that. Okay, simply it is just showing me the values. But if I also want to order it by the customer ID, what I simply need to do is copy this and paste it here, then paste it here, then paste it here, and paste it here, and execute this. So now it is ordered by the customer ID in yeah, so it is ordering by customer ID, each and every customer ID, but it is not partitioning it by the customer ID. I've already told you the difference between the order by and the partition by, but just to show you I have done it here as well. Okay, now what I am doing is simply doing some calculation, taking it as a subquery and performing some operations, that is the current date minus previous date as the current previous difference. This is current previous difference, so which is current minus this, sorry, current minus the previous date, which is null. Similarly, next current difference, so next date minus current date, which is this date minus this date, whatever the value is getting. And similarly I can like even order it, do it by ordering by the same thing. And what I mean to say is that I remove this, put comma, I remove this, put comma, I instead of partitioning it I have order by, and also instead of partitioning order by. So if I execute this one, yep, I got what I desired. Customer ID and order date. Okay, now moving on, I have covered union and union all. The only difference between the union and union all is that union takes the unique value, but union all also take the duplicate value. Simple as that. Now it is done. And I have already talked about accept and intersect as well. That works in MS SQL Server, not MySQL. Now moving on to the pivot and unpivot. So I have taken the distinct category from Superstore. I think I'm on the Superstore itself. So these are the distinct category: furniture, office supplies, and technology. And I have also taken the distinct ship mode, which is second class, standard, first class, same day. Now what I did is that I have taken ship, select ship date. Then what I did is that round average case when the category is sales end. So what it will do, it will take wherever our category is furniture, it will take the sales of that and it will aggregate it. Aggregated what on the basis like in this case I'm aggregating on the basis of average, so it will take the average and it will take the average for each and every category from Superstore and group by ship mode. Okay, what I mean to say is that if I simply execute the statement, it is the and it is also rounding it to the two decimal places. So I have ship mode by furniture, by category, by ship mode by category, average of sales. Similarly, If I want to like transpose it, I can take the category first. But if I'm taking the category here, then I have to take the subcategory of the ship mode here. But if I'm taking ship mode here, then subcategory of category here. Okay, so that's the difference. As aliases, whatever aliases you want to provide, you can provide. Now, if I execute this one would be the transpose of that one, but the values will be the same. Okay, now I have created a table that is a category, which is this table. If I execute this, so ship mode in order, then uh, category also in order. But the thing is that I have taken sales, sum of sales, not a, I have not taken average, I have taken sum of sales into the category. So if I simply run the category, then it is showing like that. And I have also rounded off to two decimal places. I have taken it into the category because I want to do the unpivot as well. That was the pivot operation, and that is the unpivoting operation that we are trying to do. So basically, I'm selecting the ship mode, then I'm inputting all the values in furniture as the category, then furniture as sum of sales from category. What I'm trying to say is, if I simply execute the first line itself, this, then you can observe that it took the furniture category and it basically is showing the value for each and every ship mode that is present. And then I can do the similarly for office supplies as well, and similarly for our technology as well. And then I simply append it one below another, and which is basically union all. So if I union it all, then it shows something like this. So which is the same result if that I would get if I run this query ship mode category round sum of sales two decimal places as sum of sales from Superstore group by category ship mode first category then ship mode, but I am selecting ship mode first then category because that is the same situation that we are having here. But so if I execute both these codes, the first code and the second code is exactly the same, no difference at all. But in this case, I have done it by unpivoting, but in this case, I have simply done it by selection. Similarly, I can also do it by month and year. So what I did is that I take a table and this is the table. I have taken the month in order, year in order, sum of sales rounded off to two decimal places, then date format time, so in order, but I have ordered it by month in the places of month. So basically I took that into the month here. So say if I select start from month here, it is looking like this. Now I simply want to do the unpivot. Basically I would select the month, year, then this as sum of sales. Now if I simply execute this like that, it will show me year, month, and the sum of sales. Like if I simply execute this first line first because it is just too much. If I execute this first line, so for 2014 we are getting the sum of sales for each and every year because I've taken the aliases as there. Now if I execute this last statement and this statement, these both statement are the same statement. So this is simple equal to this, and I have also done it as you can also see 48 and 48, so both are 48, and I have done it. I have the second situation, the first one I have done it by pivot, unpivoting. The second one I have just taken the selection, so date format uh, in the this format, then year as year, then the sum of sales rounded to two decimal places as sum of sales from Superstore group by year, month. So first year, then month, then order it by year, and month, but represent the month first, then year, then sum of sales. So this statement is just the same as this. So with this, our the pivot and pivot is covered in here. Now let's move on to the MySQL. Now if I go down, go to here, I have chosen the master, and let's take the sum of sales here. Let's execute this query. So this query is basically the sum of sales. It is representing the sum of sales, but I cannot round it off here, and I have already talked about that in depth in the previous video as well. If you want, you can go check it out, but I cannot round it off here. And if I execute the sum of sales I have done, I think if I take the average of sales and execute this query, then you can see that it is not even rounding off, and it is showing me entire decimal places. So to work out with that, I later found out that I have to round it off to two decimal places for each and every value that I'm taking, and then also I have to give the aliases of that value to work around. Yep. So that is the average value to the two decimal places. So that was the workaround that I found. So what I did, I took the month number. I took the month number for a reason, because if I just select this query, I have taken this into the average profit. So create table and into average profit has the same logic here. So if I execute this table, it is showing me like that, and it is also showing me the month number because I want to show the month number here. So now if I take that table, this table, and this statement is basically of the pivot. This statement is of pivot, and it is working perfectly fine. And also I have taken the rounding off of each and every value, so that is why it is also working fine. But let's say I am doing the unpivoting. So in unpivoting, I'm taking the syntax is like that. I'm taking unpivot here, and average profit for year in this. And if I execute this query, then it is representing it in the manner that I want it to be. Now let's basically look at the syntax in a deeper manner. So basically, this is our subquery. The entire table, this entire table is our subquery. Now if I simply execute this subquery, okay, so we have taken here, then format the month, taken the month number as well, and profit from Superstore. Then we select month, then we have to select the year in this format in the square brackets, because this otherwise it will take it as integer, which we do not want. And in another thing is that in the MySQL we take that symbol that is present with the tilde that I have to show, I think. So this symbol is different than this symbol. So this is a single inverted comma. This single is tilted inverted comma, which is present in the left side of one number pad above. Yes, on our keyboard. So yeah, so all that, then pivot average profit for year in whatever the year that we are providing. So the year that we are providing, we simply select it with the month, and then we execute the query. And we also take the aliases of the pivot as well, just remember that. And now if we execute, then the output we get is like that. And if we execute this one, okay, in this one we take year, month, and we select again, we take this from average profit, which is basically I have taken almost everything from the average profit. Let's start from average profit also, I can do, I think, but let's execute this one. Yeah, I can also take the select star from average profit, but I don't want to do that because in that way I will not be showing that this I have taken from here. So average profit for year in all these year. So now if I execute this query, that is the way that we do the unpivot. And with that, our video is over and our analysis is also over. And please do check out the previous videos as well. And in that, I have given much time to it and tried to explain each and every concept in much greater detail. And if you just sit down and watch it like a movie, then I suppose you would understand each and everything. Just you need to pay some attention and yeah. So with that, it is done. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye bye.